Joe Sumner. It's good to have you back in Australia.
It's very good to be back in Australia.
Last time I saw you
Loving
was
it so far.
2007, Fiction playing. You're playing
Wow,
Melbourne Cricket Ground.
that was a big place. There was
That
a
was
lot
a
of
big
people
place.
there.
Yes, yes.
And then I think I went and played the Ding Dong Lounge a couple of days afterwards, which
Oh,
is not
okay.
such a big place.
You'll be sad to find out that that's no longer around anymore.
Oh, they're all
Yeah,
going. All the little
yeah,
places are just disappearing.
yeah. Will you be doing many of the side shows or pop up surprise shows along this tour?
Not on this tour, but my album is going to come out shortly after I leave, and then I'm going to come back because I've got a good feeling about how these shows are going to go. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited for everyone to hear it. I play just on my own on this tour, so it's just me and a guitar and maybe a drum machine or two. But I'm going to release the album, and then I'm going to come back with my full supersonic orchestra
Fantastic.
to reproduce the album in its full glory.
I was wondering how far the album was off because we've been like getting drops of albums since 2020. I think when we first heard Hope,
Yeah,
I'm assuming Hope will be on the album when the album arrives.
Hope will be on the album. Yeah, the album is ready. It's done. It's just sitting there waiting for me to understand this new internet age.
Well, we've had the EP, Feeling the Love, Tasting the Fear, 5 tracks on that, including Hope. Is that all a
Yeah.
sneak preview of what we're expecting on the album?
Yeah, all those songs will be on it for
Hmm.
sure. And that's how I've been performing those songs so far. But if you've listened to any of the singles like Hope or anything, it's the recorded versions are much more lush and thick with arrangements and lots of instruments that I can't even name, and some keyboard patches.
Yeah, well, you've been definitely being in a position to give these songs a good workout before the album comes out.
Yeah.
So, there's like with Feeling the Love, Tasting the Fear. I mean, every single one of those songs has been played live. There's a couple of other songs, You Give Me Fire, I'm Losing My Mind. They've popped up in the set list so far. Are they also new album tracks?
Yeah, also new album. Yeah. Absolutely. Although You Give Me Fire, that's a Drink. That's an old Fiction playing song.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's from the archives. But yeah, I've been playing that quite a bit.
Oldie,
it always seems to work. So I'll keep that in sometimes.
Well, Two Sisters seems to be a constant of the set list at the moment too. That's another Fiction plant song.
Yeah, we'll see if it makes it in this time, because I've dropped it for the last few gigs.
Cool.
Because these shows are quite short. I only get half an hour to play, so I've got to decide exactly where I want to go. Do I want to go back into the past, or do I want to go into the future?
Well, I guess with the new album, what is the title for the new album?
It's called Sunshine in the Night.
Here we go.
And it's sitting there waiting for me to just make the final decision of the artwork and exactly how it comes out and all that kind of stuff.
So it has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It will be good to finally have the first album out. Your debut solo album in your mid-40s, getting that record out.
Yep. Yeah, it's taken a while. But that's, you know what, you can't rush it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the next
album?
Oh, so we've got Brendan O'Brien playing some keyboards and guitars, just a little bit. He's amazing. Blair Sinter plays, he's playing drums. Paul Cartwright on violin. Sylvain Carton playing the flute. And then the rest is me. And then the producer was Tom Sorowski, who he worked with Brendan O'Brien on a lot of stuff, Prophets of Rage and Pearl Jam and a whole bunch of things like that. Yeah. But he is my man. We're a team now.
And what will a live touring band be then? When you say if you were going to come back with a band, who would that band be?
Well, it depends who's around, but there's so many. I live in Los Angeles, and apart from many other things, it's a place with infinite quantities of amazing musicians who are desperate to do something. You can go on any street corner and be like, "I need a world-class flutist right now," and there he is. Or she. So I would love to bring the actual band, so Blair and Paul and Sylvain and everyone else on, but it'll be strings, flutes, drums, bass. I'll probably play guitar and then keys.
That's the difference between Australia and California. We have Uber Eats, you have Uber musicians.
Yeah, yes. But they're equally poorly paid.
Oh, well, that seems to be a global phenomenon, isn't it?
It is. It is. I don't know how anybody's figuring it out, but somehow they're still alive, so they're making it work somehow.
When we first started hearing the solo music, and the first song really that we did get to see was Hope. Now that made all its way through to the Biden-Harris campaign. How did that come about?
Yeah. Well, I live in the States. I'm not American, so I can't vote, but I have American children. And it was the 2020 election coming up. And I was just like, you know what? I've got to be able to do something to prevent a repeat of the last election. I'm not particularly partisan or I'm not Democrats have their issues, etc. But I just knew the other guy needed to not be voted in. So I just reached out to everyone I could think of, and I ended up bumping into someone who knew the campaign manager, who knew this. And I said, this song has got to be part of the campaign. And then I rallied all these musicians. So I got my dad to do it. Richard Marks was like, yes, I'll do it. And then a bunch of other people, Juliana Hatfield, they all jumped in and they were like, yeah, we want to support this and we want to sing this song and we want to be part of it. So everybody was really excited to just jump in and make it happen. It actually was, it got like 2 trillion plays or whatever as a campaign ad, which I was very proud of.
When Hope was written and created, was that with an album in mind, or was that sort of created as a one-off project at the time?
The song, the album was already I was already putting it together. I had a few things, all this COVID nonsense totally derailed me and made me think about things again. But I thought I'd finished the album, and then a bunch of stuff happened that meant I was like, right, I need to just sit on it for a few months. And then I went back and revisited, and I thought, oh, you know what? I've completely neglected this whole thing. And I went in and added so much more texture to it. And the album ended up being, it's a sort of continuous piece. So I've got 10 songs on it. They all kind of connect, they merge together. There's a lot of little bits of songs that go between the songs. There's some recurring themes. There's some bits of music that you'll hear in one song, and then it'll be slightly different in another song, musical motifs. So I did it once, and then I had to do it again. But Hope was always part of that, for sure.
Did you deliberately not use your father on the album?
Yeah.
I mean, he's used you on his records.
Yeah, no, he's used me. He's used me a bit, but he has staked out his territory very, very comprehensively. So I have to. That's a big part of my challenge is finding a space and making it my space, and then I can invite people into that at some point. But I have to claim my territory first.
So the real reason is he can afford you, but you can't afford him. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. I just don't. There's no room at the inn, mate.
No room. Yeah. You've done some interesting things outside music. I mean, you've been the tech mogul at one point. Working on what I thought was a very interesting app in the music industry that sort of combined a whole lot of vision that people would take at a concert and knit it together into one movie. That seemed to be a great idea, but it sort of came to a halt in around 2016, didn't it? Why did that not go any further?
Well, it's a really crazy, difficult business. It's very competitive, and you've got to be like obsessive. And personally, I just realized I can only be obsessive about music. I'm happy to go on tour and play 150 shows in a year and really give it everything every night, but I'm not willing to do that for a product where I'm just trying to get extra eyeballs on something to impress an investor or something. So it just came down to the passion. I couldn't drag it across the line. And also, musicians aren't necessarily good at business. It's it's a different kind of thing. And I think that I'm still really proud of the whole concept and the idea, and that we actually made it, and it worked. But yeah, it's not. Someone else will make that idea happen. It will happen. It'll work. And I wish it was me, and I was living on Mark Zuckerberg's yacht and hiring him to feed me olives, but it just ain't the thing. I just got to play music and sing. That's kind of where it's got to be.
Yeah. Was the make or break when you had to dress up in a suit at any given time and go into an investor meeting?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I usually wore my usual clothes. That's the power move, is to just wear it, you wear a t-shirt and jeans and some tatty Converse. But yeah, suits are difficult for me. Especially, I say I wear a suit if I want to, but if someone's telling me I have to, yep, you're in trouble.
Tell me about the time you started a soccer club in the USA.
Well, I tried to. It didn't work out. That was another one where I was like, this is great. What a great idea. Everybody loves football. It's a growth thing. And turns out it's really difficult. So eventually just had to put it to bed. But it's, again, I'm a musician. Don't let me near the reins of any of these things, because I believe in it and I'm passionate, but then I'll go so far, but then eventually I'm like, I'm not the guy to do this. I'm just gonna sing my songs and try and tell the truth lyrically. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I was wondering how anyone would sell the idea to an American that a football can be round.
Yes, football, hand, egg. There you go.
You must pick yourself an Australian rules team while you're down here then.
I know. Well, I should. Yeah, I'll try and check out some local teams. The guys, but there's two Perth teams, right? One of them came third, and one of them had a terrible year this year. So I might pick the underdogs for my West Australia team.
Oh well, you're going to have to change that every state you go around.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you can have. It's big enough country. You can have a local team in each place, right?
Well, that's true, but you will be performing in Melbourne, and you will also be performing in Geelong 1 hour down the road, both with completely different football teams. So you have to keep that in mind when you're on stage.
Okay, so yeah. I will not attempt to pander to the crowd by saying, "Oh, I love Aussie rules. I love Melbourne." Yeah, I'll just keep it. I'll keep it neutral.
We had Red Hot Chili Peppers play here the other night, and Flea got up and started raving about the St Kilda football team. But in all fairness, Flea was born in Melbourne, so
really,
Flea is an Australian.
I did not know that.
Mm.
Wow! All right, that's a good one. I had no idea.
Oh. No.
God, I just played a little charity show with Chad Smith the other day.
I
was playing bass. He was playing the drums. He's really good.
Wow, you're playing bass. So, geez, so you're filling in Flea's shoes.
Yeah. I know. I left the slapping at the door though. I just was keeping it simple. Just a little bit of boop.
Yeah.
A little bit of wah wah, but no slap.
Poor Chad, he wouldn't have known how to move.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to finally seeing you back down here. That's going to be good stuff on the tour around Australia. And I'm finally looking forward to hearing this debut album after all these years.
Amazing. I'll send you an advance copy. All right, and you can tell me all about it.
I won't tell anyone until we can. Yeah. Looking forward to it. And in the meantime, there's still a Fiction playing albums. You can get up there, and all of Joe's solo stuff. Quite a bit of it streaming already. So
yes, exactly. It's all out there.
Thank you for joining us at Noise 11 today.
Thanks so much, man. I'll see you soon.